I have a great story for you, and this one is going to particularly hit home if you're currently at a stage where you might be going through a slump. Maybe you're not feeling as motivated, maybe losing a bit of that joy or that spark in whatever it is that you're doing as a salesperson, as a business owner. And, oftentimes we reminisce on the times that we were younger and things were simple and there seems to be just simple joys in our lives. And I want to take you back on a journey. And for those of you who are watching this episode on YouTube, you might have noticed that there's an interesting background for the episode today. I am here within a retail store. This is a swimming pool store in the background here because I wanted to grab this kind of background where I can share with you one of the first sales experiences that I had a chance to have in my late teens. And what happened is I got myself working in a retail environment to work in this store where I had to sell swimming pools. And those were some of my greatest times when it came to selling because I had to learn all about the product knowledge and I had to really work with customers to see how we're going to get a chance to transform their backyards from just being a plain piece of grass into creating something that would create the memories for the kids to go in, to have some fun and swimming in a pool. And for those of you who might have similar memories, in Canada, the most popular types of pools happen to be these above ground pools. And we all have this childhood memory of going around in a circle in this circular pool and creating this kind of whirlpool, only to realize that, hey, when you start creating that whirlpool, then you can lift your feet from the ground and you start floating automatically. And then you're trying to go against the current. And it ends up being this fun activity that creates memories from your childhood that you can carry on and on. The simple times, the times of joy. Now, what was very interesting in the way that I would sell these pools is that I realized that you needed to have that certain product knowledge so that you could speak to them exactly about what to expect in the process of purchasing a pool. They had to help them and guide them in choosing what model they needed to have. And one of the things that was a big mystery for me, I would have these people coming in, and being that it was a rural type of pool store, there was a lot of people that would be considered blue-collar workers who were very interested in the details of the process of installation. And being someone that only worked in a retail location, I realized, wow, I possibly need to get more knowledge about exactly how that process works. So one of the things I took as an initiative is I actually found the team that goes to install the pools, and I volunteered, went to work with them to actually go and install the pools that I was selling. And lo and behold, one of the best joys that I had is when I realized somebody I sold a pool to would see me show up carrying dirt, stone, and putting up the swimming pool I sold to them. And in the process of getting my hands dirty and doing the process, I was able to learn the exact process of the pool being installed. And to this day, if somebody would come to me and say, I'm looking for a pool, but I want to understand how you install it, I could tell them the step-by-step of how we take away the turf, we level the entire base, we put in some stone dust, we compact it up to 1/4 of an inch of accuracy. Then we put in the sand. We actually troweled the sand down to be a smooth surface. We installed the liner. We filled the pool. We put in the top rails, the side. All of it is something I can go into many details about. What does this have to do with sales? Being comfortable to explain the process of transformation, if you're selling a service, having walked through it yourself, having walked clients through it, and being able to be the person that knows how, step by step, things will unfold when they make the purchase is one of the most powerful things that you can develop yourself in having awareness of, documentation of, and being able to explain it to a potential client, because it is one of the big questions we ask ourselves when we're about to make a purchase is what happens from the moment of purchase. And if you are just a salesperson that is selling something you might not have as much control over, then maybe it'd be a good opportunity to take the time to actually go and witness the transformation, witness what is the effect of your sale in the process that it goes to transform, shadowing the product delivery team. Because if you do not have that firsthand experience, although you can probably witness it, have it explained to you, I find that there's an extra magic that happens when you firsthand experience it, so you can walk through the same emotional experience of going through that process because it's been so intimate to you. And so being able to explain the process and being aware of that process, experiencing it yourself, will make you so much better in the point of the sales process when someone says, okay, I'm interested in this thing or this service. What happens next? You can walk them through, which communicates confidence, competence, and authority, because you can really lay down what are the steps, how they're going to happen, and you will know if a question comes up that you might not have prepared for, because you've experienced it, you'll be able to come up with the answer as opposed to feeling nervous and stuck and having to go and ask somebody else for the answer, or saying, I don't know, in the case that it happens. Not saying that I don't know is a bad answer, but I'm saying if you get a chance to deliver whatever it is you sell, you'll be able to answer a lot more of those questions instinctively. There's another aspect that's really, really interesting is by being someone who worked in retail. Now, of course, I had a chance to sell swimming pools. I had a chance to install swimming pools, but there's another aspect that would happen that I think is particularly interesting in retail that makes you more effective in salesperson is that for a swimming pool, the moment they have their pool, you start seeing these clients come back because they will come and test their water. And as people come to test their water, you get to have conversations with people who have recently made a purchase from you. You get to hear the feedback. Are they happy? Are they having any issues? Are they having buyer's remorse? Are they excited about their purchase? Are they creating memories? And being able to stay in contact and seeing the difference that you've made in people's lives because you see them every few months coming in with a water sample, being able to catch up, follow up, be aware that you've actually helped them get a transformation done, in this case, a backyard transformation, and knowing exactly what is that as a result for them making that decision, what it is changing their life. For every future sales and conversation, I can actually refer to these examples saying, I've had John and Mary come in. They had 2 kids. They've installed a pool. I see them every month, extremely happy with their decision, and they went with this model. And if you do the same, we could have that type of pool installed within the next 2 weeks. And I know that you'll be on your way to create your own memories as well. And so again, the closer proximity you have not only to the process of the product, but of the client, and especially the client post-purchase, so that you can build up the confidence and competence whenever it comes to the point of closing, to have that absolute certainty that what you offer is so much more than what you ask in return, because you see how happy these clients are the moment that they've made the purchase. So do not neglect following up, getting in touch with past clients, asking them again, what was it that you've made since we've had that conversation or since we've solved that problem? Are you happy with that decision? What are the biggest transformations you've had since we've worked together? Will actually build up your confidence and remind you the reasons why you're in this business. Sales is an emotional job. We're going to have some slumps, we're going to have some highs, but oftentimes if you are feeling yourself in one of those lows, we have to shift the mindset. We have to move around. We have to do something that snaps us out of whatever is this drudgery emotional state, because the moment you pick up the phone or you have that call or even go write that email, there's an emotional transference that can be felt on the other side. And you want to be able to reset that state. Go spend some time with the product and go talk to some happy people that have experienced it as well, is some of the best prescription that I offer, so that you can go and just be reminded of why you're doing what you're doing. That disconnection from the why and is going to be the biggest barrier to getting you excited about picking up that phone and making those sales activities happen. So do not neglect its importance. And I'll give a bonus little advice for anybody, which is be kind to your retailers. If ever you're going into any shops and you're going through and speaking to some salespeople in there, know that they're at the early stage of their journey as salespeople. And if you want to be supportive, encouraging, give them the time of day, give them a bit of an ear. And of course, if you're seeing someone who's completely disconnected, well, not everybody's built to be hungry, pursuing something of high impact. And so just make sure that you're out there being something that is different from an apathetic person that is selling, because apathy is the worst emotion when it comes to sales, because you're not moving any energy. And if you're moving above that, then of course you want to be selling with love. Care for the difference you make, care for the clients you serve, sell an amazing product, and do it with all your heart.